Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis and also discussing Nilam Resources flag buyer beware as shares pump over the Bitcoin plans. They're the ones who announced purchasing 25,000 Bitcoin through a letter of intent, and their stock price is surging through the roof, up over 1,700%. We'll also be discussing spot Bitcoin ETFs regain traction, posting 418 million in net inflows. We'll also be discussing the latest updates with Hong Kong's Bitcoin ETFs outshining the U.S. peers as experts weigh in, as well as Bitcoin's next leg higher has already begun, says analysts, revealing a $100,000 Bitcoin price target on the horizon. We'll also be discussing 160,000 Bitcoin is conservative, according to a crypto analyst who called the 2022 bear market bottom. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, welcome, crypto fam. It is Wednesday. Bitcoin still above 69,000. Yesterday, we tapped over 71. What's going on? Shout out to the McFootinator, One House Productions, Don George, Steve, Jose, Panama in the building. Please do let me know, fam, where you're tuned in from as we're live here right now. 100K by May 4th. Taking bets, says Crypto Surge. Shout out to Surge. Bitcoin's volatile at the moment. Who is selling? Great question, Robbie Kaiser. Look at that Coinbase lawsuit. Make Bitcoin drop. I think it's a bit of an overreaction. 100% SEC overreaching as they do best to try to manipulate the markets as they do best. At least they try. Tony, what it do? Shout out Emist, K-Jam on Matrix. What it do? Surge, good to see you, broski. Tell one, people left during the bear market and now returned are my sell signal. Cheers to that. What up, fam? What up? Colorado in the building. Shout out Jennifer. How you feeling today? Let's freaking go. BFGC. Pump it up. Let's go. New Jersey in the building. Lafayette. St. New York City. Canada. Let's go, eh? JV, pump it up. You already know Hayden. Welcome, welcome. Pump the likes, pump the stream. Let's get it moving. Bentonville, Arkansas in the house. Shout out Dave Roberts. That's right. Pump it up. Shaquila, welcome. Coin cap problem, market down, says Shaquila. Southwest Colorado in the building. Shout out Johnny Lee Young. Always nice to see you, bro. Likewise, family. Shout out to all the mods. Appreciate your help and service. Pump the like, to pump the stream, to pump the price. Precisely. Well said, K-Jam. Remember, I sold my house for MicroStrategy. I do recall. How's that working out for you? I know MicroStrategy is on a tear. Retweet the link, guys. You know, Sailor's happy. Good stuff. Now it's up 41%. Well done. We know ain't no real estate up 41% in that time. What do you think about the Diddy stuff? They going on. I mean, I've known about this stuff for decades. I think everyone has been blowing the whistle on Diddy, so it's about time some action is happening. But let's see if he's protected just like the rest of the elites, right? Because he's not arrested yet. He escaped and fled to some other probably island where he's going to be safe, at least for now. Hope one of y'all won the little bubble jacket, says McFootinator. Did he give away that jacket? Cheers, family. You made it. Welcome, David. Welcome, everyone joining the live stream. Happy Wednesday, pump day. Are we going to see a new all-time high? Surpass 73,800 in enterprise discovery mode this week? Let me know. Zero gifted 1 membership of the channel. Greatly appreciate that. Shout out WCBJJ77. You have been hooked up with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel. Do note, fam, tomorrow we'll be back. I'll be back in my Puerto Rico office and we'll have our show at 4 p.m. Eastern. Today is my last day here in Florida. So we're doing a little extra early stream. I appreciate you guys all tuning into the live. Let's go. Volatility, baby, and loving it. That's right. Volatility equals opportunity and life force. And there's sure a lot of that with Bitcoin. On Matrix says, hey, JB, I'm sure you are shopping when you hit the U.S. You have to pick up a lot of stuff you can't. And that's not true, actually. You can pretty much get everything in Puerto Rico because it's a U.S. territory. So, for example, if it's not available in Puerto Rico, you just ship it to the States. So no shopping, honestly. I didn't do any shopping here. Delaware in the building, stacking them sats. You already know. Now, one thing they don't have in Puerto Rico is an official Apple store. So that's like the one thing. Thank you, fam. You're very welcome. And welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up.
up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
You know what to do, guys. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, important to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, just like this. Also, important to smash the like, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, and I greatly appreciate that, family. But anyways, today is pod episode number 1591. I'm your host, JV. It's March 27th, 2024. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. We got Bitcoin currently correcting off the back of the news that the SEC is going after Coinbase. Oh no, what else is new? But anyways, the entire market is actually pulling back currently and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're sitting on a 2.69 trillion market cap with roughly 108 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 52.3%, and the Ether dominance has pulled back all the way to 16.3%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Mantle, Sue, and Ajax, followed by Fetch, Litecoin, Whiff, and oh boy, I got the hiccups, and Bitcoin Cash. Now, which alts in particular are you guys most bullish on for this bull run 2024? Let me know. And checking out the crypto bubbles for visual perspective on the daily, virtually 90% of the market in the red correcting, and zooming out on the monthly, still impressive gains overall for the overall market, with some of these meme coins up as far as 400 to 800%, which is mind-boggling. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, number 83. In extreme greed today. Yesterday in 81, last week of 74, and last month of 72 in greed. And checking out the Bitcoin halving countdown clock. The estimated halving date is back on 420. Make some noise for that. 420, fam. Only 24 days out. It's going to happen at block height 840,000. And as shared here on the time chain calendar, we're currently at Bitcoin block 836,519. So there you go. And the next 24 days, family, where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to be at the time of that infamous halving? Holla at your boy. Welcome, everyone. Looking at Hacienda La Nube in Puerto Rico, JV. Very nice, Jennifer. Feel free to reach out to me anytime as well regarding any Puerto Rico stuff, but definitely a pretty cool place to be. So I'm not familiar with that particular spot, Noob, so I have to look that up on the map. Joe Trump, hey, JV, where's my dogs at? They're here. There's actually two dogs in the house. Nipsey's here with Nipsey's friend Bella, so they're just running around the house. You can't see it because the camera's too high up. You'd have to be focused on the floor. 420 having 220,000 in play. Send it, KJam. Question to my comrades in the chat. Was the crash in Baltimore self-sabotage? I smell possible BS, says Eric. Excellent question. I'm not going to share my opinion on the tube because you already know. However, that's a great topic of conversation I'm willing to speak about on Rumble. And shout out to the Rumble fam. We are live on YouTube and Rumble on a dual stream right now. Streaming on the go, 100%. This is a mobile office show. I got my laptop and microphone. That's it. And the Rodecaster, of course. And that's basically my same studio equipment. The only difference is when I'm at the home office, I have the iMac and I have a dedicated Ethernet for the internet. So the difference here is it is a laptop versus the iMac, but the same equipment, and I don't have an Ethernet into the internet, so it's Wi-Fi. Hence, sometimes it could be a little choppy, but it is what it is. The show must go on. Bitcoin halving on 420 will smoke, literally. Saturate, I like that stat. I'm glad the podcast started so we can pump Bitcoin back above 72. Send it. We tapped 72 yesterday, right? Let me know. I think we did.
Look, pump it up if your game and went long. When the dip hit,
You just ate like King Kong.
Hey, more than 5 sats in your stack,
Then get it on. Yes, if you have more than 5 sats in your stack, smash the like. You already know. Our fund safe, is that on Coinbase? Well, as a rule of thumb, remove all your crypto off the exchanges unless you're actively trading. There's no advantage. There's nothing advantageous about keeping crypto on an exchange unless you're actively trading. So if you're not actively trading and you're just using the exchange as your wallet, not a good look. Not your keys, not your coins. Coinbase or whatever the exchange owns those private keys, not you. If you don't have the private keys, theoretically, you don't own the Bitcoin. You may be temporarily controlling it through your login. But what if something unprecedented were to happen to the exchange like we witnessed with FTX? They can freeze your funds. And there's rumors, Sam Bankman-Fried's making everybody whole again. Just let him out of prison. His mom even wrote a letter. No, they're not making everyone whole because they're giving people the USD equivalent of their Bitcoin at the time of the bottom when it was 16,000. So that's not making anybody whole when Bitcoin today is closer to 70,000. You're actually screwing everybody. You know what I mean? So you got to keep all this in mind. Another early day. What up, everyone? Shout out crypto today. The early bird catches the Bitcoin. What do you say? Let me know. Coinbase is kissing the SEC's arse. They want to be the only one that the U.S. government endorses. Well said, Jennifer. Made a lot of dumb choices in my teenage years, and 20% careful youngsters, or the 20 careful youngsters. You might have to pay the consequences later in life. That's right, Dirty. Tell him, not your keys, not your cheese, says Hillbilly Will. This is fact. But anyways, fam, let's dive into a little Bitcoin TA and check out what's happening right now in the market. The headline reads, Bitcoin sell-side liquidity crisis sees the Bitcoin move for the first time since 2010. That's right. Bitcoin demand has rocketed this year, as we know, partly thanks to the US ETFs. This constant bid is now beginning to make itself felt, according to crypto quant analysts, and supply dynamics may change forever by Q1 2025, quoting crypto quant. Record Bitcoin demand paired with declining sell-side liquidity has resulted in the liquidity inventory of Bitcoin plunging to the lowest ever in terms of months of demand. According to their report, we estimate that the present Bitcoin sell-side liquidity inventory is only enough to cover demand growing at the current rate for 12 months. I mean, we could have a legitimate supply shock as early as 6 months as all of this Bitcoin is drying up on the exchanges. And they added that only accumulating addresses, which are those with no outbound transactions, were included in its calculations, meaning that the net demand may still be higher. Facts. Quoting them again in the report, this is only considering demand from accumulating addresses, which may be considered as the lower end of the Bitcoin demand. So assessing Bitcoin available strictly on the US exchanges, the supply is able to meet the demand for half as long, which would take us to 6 months. Hence, quoting them here, the Bitcoin liquid inventory drops to 6 months of demand. If we exclude the Bitcoin on the exchanges outside the US, we exclude these exchanges considering that US spot Bitcoin ETFs will only source Bitcoin from US entities. And continue on the topic, we had Crypto Quant CEO describe the sell-side liquidity crisis as waking up the old supply. He was responding to data showing coins mined in 2010 and dormant since suddenly moving to a newly created wallet address. He also already championed the ETF supply squeeze narrative, predicting 6 months to run in mid-March as the ETF inflows beat records. Since then, products have seen a contrasting week of consecutive net outflows, a trend that appears to be reversing. The latest data from UK-based investment firm Farside shows net inflows of $400 million for March 25th, the most in 2 weeks, as outlined here in the green. So there you have it. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, he shares that using Bitcoin as collateral to buy more Bitcoin is a global speculative attack on the central banks and fiat money that is mathematically guaranteed to succeed as Bitcoin crosses $1 million per coin and beyond. Send it. So there you have it, fam. Let me know your thoughts surrounding what's happening in the markets right now. And when do you feel we'll most likely witness a supply shock, meaning all the Bitcoin supply in the exchanges drying up and Bitcoin going parabolic as a result? Because how are these ETFs and all the demand going to fulfill, you know what I mean, this demand for their products? It's going to be very difficult. Prices have to go up at the end of the day. It's basic supply demand, stock to flow. Let me know your thoughts. So yes, low liquidity is a good thing. Viva is Bitcoin. You got that right, Jennifer. Long live the king. Yes. Early bird catches me at work and they keep me on my toes. Right on. Linda controls Ralph's Bitcoin. It's going up forever, Laura. Who's Linda? Anthony. Welcome, fam. Zammit. Stock markets. What about the stocks? By the way, you can buy ETFs as I would on Cash App. Just found that out yesterday. Wow, I didn't know that. Whose ETF product is available on Cash App? Is it IBIT via BlackRock? I'm curious. Let me know. Interesting. So I now give you an option. Supply shock is May 4th. Send it. March 8th was that less than 2 months out. Virtually a month and a week. Bring it. I'm ready. Yes. And of course, a supply shock can happen much earlier than any of us are anticipating. There's so many catalysts that need to be calculated. This is very conservative, what we share with you today. Yeah, man. Welcome, Bitcoin Trini. What you say? Bitcoin will pump again?
Had the people on my back to get us on. Reds broke, have a toke, we smoked them like a bomb.
You already know, family. But anyways, keep the comments flowing. Greatly appreciated. Let's discuss this stock. Breaking news. Yesterday, they announced acquiring 25,000 Bitcoin through a letter of intent. And as a result, their stock soared over 17% overnight. And Max Kaiser, it was actually the feature story of yesterday's show. So if you missed the pod, be sure to check it out. Max predicted by Q2 of this year, there will be 20 other companies following that same blueprint, somehow, some way adopting Bitcoin, just as MicroStrategy did, first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet, or a similar strategy like this particular company, Nilam, has done. So let's break this down. Nilam Resources, the micro cap company that touted plans this week to acquire $1.7 billion worth of Bitcoin, has been flagged as a public interest concern amid a meteoric 1,500% share price surge the following day, March 26. OTC Markets Group, the firm that runs OTC Pink, a platform for over-the-counter stock trading, currently labels Nilam a caveat emptor, a designation it hands down to companies it deems worthy of buyer beware. In a glossary page explaining the labels, OTC Markets explain that this public interest concern may stem from a spam campaign, questionable stock promotion, any known investigation of the company, regulatory suspensions, or any other disruptive corporate actions. The OTC listing for NILA also shows it has been deemed a shell risk, a label given to companies it thinks it is likely a shell company based on its annual financial data and other income-related metrics. March 25th, Nilam Resources, an investment holding company, announced it entered into a letter of intent to acquire a company that plans to hold 24,800 Bitcoin. Nilam claimed that the deal has been months in the making, and it plans to issue a newly authorized preferred stock in exchange for the Bitcoin, which will be at a discounted rate relative to the current market prices. A day later, its share prices soared, reaching new all-time highs at 33 cents, up 1,700% from 1.8 cents the previous week. The company's current market cap currently stands at 280 million, so roughly a $250 million there, according to OTC Markets. However, many crypto natives aren't convinced the firm will be able to follow through with its ambitious plan, with some suggesting the announcement is some kind of marketing stunt. Now, Bitcoin analyst and adamant research editor Tor Demister said he removed his initial tweet, sharing Nilam's announcement on X after a commenter pointed out that it's indeed a stunt from a dying penny stock. So he's ultimately suggesting this is just a publicity stunt to pump the company and pump the stock price. I mean, it went up 1,700% since the announcement. So here's what Tor wrote. I removed my tweet about the gold explorer buying 24,000 Bitcoin after a commenter pointed out that it's indeed a stunt from a dying penny stock with a market cap of 5 million. Oh, wow. I didn't know this stock was that low. Perhaps it is a harbinger of what's to come, but indeed it is not. Huge news. So there you go. And Quentin Francois, a crypto YouTuber and co-founder of Web3 company Whereat Social, also accused the filing of being a marketing stunt. Dylan Leclerc, director of market intelligence at digital asset fund UTXO Management, also shared doubts, noting that the plan would only work if there were legitimate demand for the equity sale. Quoting him here, a letter of intent is one thing, actually executing is another, likely flops and is for PR purposes. Let me know if you agree. Now, if Nilam is successful, the company will hold more Bitcoin than any other publicly listed company in the US, of course, minus MicroStrategy, which now has over 200,000 Bitcoin. So yeah, that would include beating Elon's Tesla and major Bitcoin miners such as Riot Blockchain, Hut 8 Corp, and Marathon Digital. Now, former Nilam Resource CEO Ron McIntyre has also reportedly cried foul over the announcement, telling Protos that the press release was issued without his review. Interesting. And that he didn't have detailed knowledge of the deal. And asked why he resigned from his position, McIntyre reportedly replied, just look at the chart. It's a classic pump and dump. There will be a FINRA investigation into Nilam, he added. Nila describes itself as an investment holding company. November last year, it announced it would be pivoting from health and wellness investments to frontier tech, including medtech, fintech, and climate tech. It followed up a day later with an announcement. It had acquired Techie Trade, a fintech technology provider. Nilam Resources did not immediately respond to a request for comment at this time. So there you go. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think a legitimate letter of intent, or just, as many of the experts are now claiming, just a publicity stunt to pump their penny stock? Let me know your thoughts, family. Jason Farini, welcome. Anthony Zamet, welcome. All good, Jay. To each their own. It's all good, bro. Wow, that company is done, says Steve. Seems to be that way. Nila is down 94% right now. Wow. Bitcoin is a lifetime pumping. Just zoom out of the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, there's a famous quote in Bitcoin: when in doubt, just zoom out. And it ultimately will show you we've been in a 15-year bull run since the inception of the Genesis block back in, what was that, January 3rd of 2009. So that's the bigger picture. Bitcoin is just on one continuous bull run. But if we zoom in too closely, of course, oh my God, Bitcoin corrected from 73,000 down to 69. End of the world. Yeah, y'all must have forgot. You already know. But keep the comments flowing. I appreciate it. We're just going to flow right into our next story of the day and discuss the latest with these Bitcoin ETFs. The headline reads, Spot Bitcoin ETFs regain traction, posting 418 million net inflows. And here's a tweet here. In just one day, Bitcoin ETFs recovered almost half the outflows from the previous 5 trading days. So another massive day in the ETF market. Let's break it down. Fresh capital is flowing back into the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs following a 5-day consecutive net outflows led by strong inflows by BlackRock and Fidelity funds. The 10 recently approved spot Bitcoin ETFs saw a combined net inflow of 418 million March 26, according to this far side data. As you can see here, Fidelity's fund generated its largest daily inflow since March 13th. That's right, notching 280 million on March 26th as the investment giant snapped up an additional 4,000 BTC. This marked the second consecutive day the fund has seen inflows exceeding 260 million. Let's go. Additionally, BlackRock's fund attracted inflows of 162 million. However, its daily inflows remain low compared to the inflows earlier in the month, which averaged over 300 million per day. ARK 21 Shares Bitcoin ETF fund has had its best day since March 12th, notching 73 million worth of inflows, while Invesco Galaxy, Franklin Templeton, and Valkyrie also more than 26 million worth of inflows across their funds. Meanwhile, GBTC continued to bleed, notching a daily outflow of 212 million. However, it was not enough to outweigh the net inflows of its competitors. So since converting from a trust to an ETF on January 11th, roughly was that 2.5 months ago, Grayscale has shed a whopping 277,000 BTC, worth roughly $20 billion. Like, whoa. And in a new post on the 26th, Bloomberg ETF analyst Balchunas noted the pressure of the Bitcoin ETFs in a chart of the largest 30 asset funds in their first 50 days of trading. 4 Bitcoin ETFs made the list of global funds, with BlackRock's iBit and Fidelity's FBTC in a league of their own. Balchunas noted that even the Bitwise fund, BitB, currently the 18th largest Bitcoin ETF by assets under management, was larger than the world's largest SPDR Gold Shares fund. I mean, numbers don't lie. Look at that chart. Clearly, BlackRock leading the pack, followed by FBTC. Crypto asset management firm Hashdex claimed its place as the 11th spot Bitcoin ETF issuer in the U.S. March 26th after announcing the conversion of its futures fund to a spot product, Clever, which now trades under the ticker DeFi. Oh, very interesting. Good to note. So there you have it, fam. Check out these inflows. Do you think they're likely to continue and to snowball as we head into the halving? And what do you think of the outflows of GBTC? Do you think that will dry up? They have shed so much Bitcoin. They once were the largest Bitcoin holder of the world with over 600,000. Now they're down to like 300,000. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll read some of these comments out loud. Hope everyone is good. Many blessings. Shout out One Tally. Appreciate it, man. Let's get it. Sideways in the 60s has been good for the price action going forward. Well, considering we're at 69 right now, I could play this clip still.
60 G's, baby!
You just shook up the world. How's that
Bitcoin, do you
feel?
like?
Hey, I'm not surprised, mother.
It's red panty night when you sign to find me, eh? Back at home with your wife.
You already know. What's today's buy number for Bitcoin? Right now, man, I mean, you got $1,000 discount. You can thank Gary and the SEC for that one because we were pumping this morning. I woke up, we were above 71, and now a little pullback off the back of the news with the SEC going after Coinbase, considering Coinbase being the largest exchange here in the States. So you already know, BTFD family. Does, what is that, Balchunas have an issue with his eyes? There is a strange color. Who are you referring to, Balchunas? I don't know. I've never seen his eyes. When you're all in, you don't need any consolidation. You just need the number to go up. This is true on Matrix. Juan Romero, what up, fam? What up, JB? Just got back from Bitcoin country and just as advertised. So on a scale from 1 to 10, would you give it a 10? That's pretty awesome. How long were you there? And let me know more about your trip. Need a pump today because it's Wednesday. That's right. Wednesday is pump day. No more hump day. We'll now say pump day. So pump it up.
Oh yeah, we heard Kramer report that. Thank you. He said, we bought more bags till we got a sword back.
Shout out Zach. Shout out Tony Zubria. What up, JV from Eastern Oregon? Pump it up. Shout out Eastern Oregon. Welcome, welcome. My exposure to Coinbase is 0. Smart man there, Daddy-O.
Can't short your dork, we can't afford that. Wait for the pump to come, we
You
should
should have
afford
bought
that.
that. Question, do the mods retweet the links asking from a good place? We got to pump the channel. Man, I mean, obviously anyone could retweet. I always do a tweet or a post on X before I go live. So all of you guys following me on X, feel free to retweet that. It can only help get more eyeballs on the channel and always greatly appreciated. Much respect. 7 days, I'll give it a 20. Wow, that good. So it exceeded your wildest expectations. Love to hear that, family. Pump it up, mofos. Official Lele Bright, welcome. Stay lit, JB. You know how we do dankness. Welcome, family. My boy Ralph wants to serve Diddy for Bitcoin. Oh, boy. What's your thoughts on MicroStrategy? Bullish. Had Coinbase a while ago, not anymore. I don't like the platform, says Jennifer. Will Bitcoin rise or fall? Excellent question. Guaranteed to rise and fall every day. Depending on the time frame you're looking at. When do you advise buy Bitcoin, bro? I mean, at what dollar? Yesterday is always the greatest time to buy. So it's kind of a trick question. Always buy. When there is a dip like this, seize the moment. If you're in this for the long haul, it's not really going to matter if you bought at 65, 60, 75, or 80, because Bitcoin will eventually be $1 million. Take that to the bank, pun intended. Psycho strategy, exigent. Your stream is stuttering. Yeah, it's, I'm off of Wi-Fi. I don't have a direct Ethernet connection to the net, but tomorrow we'll be back at the office in Puerto Rico with the Ethernet, and we'll have crystal clear stream. So as long as you guys can hear me, it's all good. Yes, buy Bitcoin every day. Never sell. 20% of my weekly paycheck goes to buy more Bitcoin. Love to hear that, family. But anyways, let's continue. Let's dive into our next story of the day, discuss the latest with Hong Kong and their ETFs. Headline reads, will the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs outshine the U.S. peers? Let's discuss it. Hong Kong is on the verge of a groundbreaking move in the Bitcoin space. According to a Bloomberg report, the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission, SFC, is expected to approve spot Bitcoin ETFs with in-kind creations and redemptions in the upcoming second quarter. Second quarter, let's go. This development could significantly alter the landscape of the crypto investments, potentially positioning Hong Kong as a leader in the global Bitcoin ETF market. There you go. This is going to be the first official ETF out of Asia, family. Now, Noel Acheson, a prominent voice of the industry and author of The Crypto is Macro Now, weighed in on the potential implications of the move. The Asian crypto market is much larger than the U.S. crypto market in terms of volume. She elaborated on two possibilities. Number one, the existing high volume might indicate that the market is already saturated, or it could suggest a deeper familiarity and comfort with crypto assets in Asia. Listed ETFs in Hong Kong could channel a significant amount of money into approved portfolio allocation. facts, hinting at the potential for a major shift in investment flows. And adding to the discussion, we have Balchunas, the Bloomberg ETF analyst, underscoring the significance of Hong Kong's approach to allowing in-kind creations and redemptions for spot Bitcoin ETFs, a stark contrast to the US, which only allows cash creations. Quoting him here, this could help spark assets under management and volume in the fast-growing region. Now, ultimately, what they're saying in the ETFs in Hong Kong, with basically you'll be able to invest Bitcoin into the ETF. And when you cash out, you'll get the USD equivalent. Whereas currently in the United States, you got to put in cash and you receive cash. It has nothing to do with giving them Bitcoin or receiving Bitcoin. And then the difference with the El Salvador, it's going to be Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. So you have a diversification of different products to choose from. And clearly, I think more people are going to lean towards Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out, if they had the option. Correct me if I'm wrong, family. Now, Caitlin Long, founder and CEO of Custodia Bank, highlighted another key aspect of Hong Kong's proposed ETF structure, the ability to withdraw Bitcoin directly, which ensures investors are not just holding paper Bitcoins. Oh, wow. Long expressed her excitement about this development, stating, if this is true, it'd be huge indeed, and it'd be ironic given that Hong Kong, not the US, would be doing it. Meanwhile, US banks would watch from the sidelines as they're left in the dust. So the conversation around the potential of Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs extended beyond industry experts to the wider community. Bitcoin Munger, renowned analyst on X, said that Hong Kong ETFs could serve as a far more bullish catalyst than those in the US, citing data from Glassnode showing a year-over-year supply chain Bitcoin moving from west to east, suggesting that this trend strengthens the case for the Hong Kong ETFs outshining their US counterparts. Quoting him here, coins have been moving from west to east, makes a strong case that the Hong Kong ETFs are going to be far more bullish catalyst than the US ETFs. However, not everyone's convinced of the disproportionate impact of Hong Kong ETFs. In a spirited exchange, Balchunas cautioned against overestimating Hong Kong's market size relative to the US. Let's not get crazy now, he says. Hong Kong is tiny versus the US. But I think bigger picture, we have to think about all the money in Asia, not just in Hong Kong, but in Asia that could potentially be investing into the Hong Kong ETF. Because as mentioned, the volume in Asia is way higher. The population in Asia is insane. Billions of people. Clearly, I think the States has probably maybe 350 million people. So Bitcoin Munger retorted by suggesting the success of Hong Kong's ETFs might not be fully appreciated yet, and any positive surprises can leave catalysts, including Balchunas, taken back. When a user raised a pertinent question about the accessibility of the ETFs to mainland Chinese investors, Balchunas responded negatively. No, not available. This dampens some enthusiasm as the significant Chinese market, amidst the real estate crisis and an inclination towards gold, might have been a strong supporter of Bitcoin through these ETFs. So there you have it, family. What are your thoughts on the Hong Kong products and the game theory continuing to play out worldwide? Holla at your boy. And welcome y'all just joining the stream. Shout out Anthony, Paul, let's go. Tal Friedman, what up? Bitcoin up. Well, it's pumping. We're only down 600 on the day. We were above 71,000 this morning. Then off the back of the SEC versus Coinbase shenanigans / FUD / lawsuit, it put a little damper on things, but all good. We'll recover nicely as we always do and continue up and away. Apparently, the South Korean altcoin market is pumping. Good to note, Mick Foot and Nader. I bought my first Bitcoin at 15 G's. And now I got 5.5. Kudos to that. Congratulations. Well done. I dollar cost average at 3,000. So at 69,000, I just keep buying. Wow. That's what's up, Paul. Keep stacking those biddies. What up, champ? Shout out B Bitcoin. What it do? Shout out to all the members of the channel. Greatly appreciate the support. Heads up, tomorrow we'll be back at our normal time in Puerto Rico at the home office, 4 p.m. Eastern. Today, final day on the mobile. We in Florida, so we streaming off the Wi-Fi, hence a little glitchy, but all good. Yes, you already know. What indicator do you use for the pump watches? The one that puts up the targets? That's a good question. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, so I can't give you the precise name, but I think it's called All Chart Patterns. Then there's a few more words, but if you search Bring Facts, All Chart Patterns, you may be able to find it. It's pretty cool. JV, what do you call people who save in fiat? That's a fantastic question. Let Michael Saylor answer it.
But like, most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
Tell them, Michael. And welcome everyone joining the stream. Pump the likes, pump the stream. That's right. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern with good internet. Let's go.
That use fiat currency.
What do we call those folks, fam? Drop it in the live chat. Let's see if you guys are on the ball today.
As a store of value. We call them core. We call them core.
Bada boom, bada bing. Now you guys know. Keep the comments flowing. Let's dive into our next story of the day. We got two bullish predictions. First one, we're going to be discussing Bitcoin 100,000 target and then 160,000 as a conservative target. This headline reads, Bitcoin's next leg higher has started, revealing 100,000 target on the horizon from this analyst by the name of Jelly. That's right. Jelly's assertion that Bitcoin is gearing up for a significant price rally to 100,000 is supported by the recent market movements and the strategic positioning of investors within the ecosystem. The analyst's confidence is rooted in observing Bitcoin's market behavior, including establishing a new higher low and a push towards previous highs. Such patterns have historically preceded substantial gains for Bitcoin, making the 100,000 target seem increasingly attainable. As he outlines here in this tweet, the new higher low has locked in and Bitcoin is pushing back towards the highs. The next leg higher has started. 100,000 is a matter of time, in my opinion. And some even in this live chat, such as Jennifer, has been calling for a 100,000 Bitcoin price virtually every day before the halving. So what are your thoughts? We only got 25-ish days left to go. This forecast is further bolstered by the market's reaction to Bitcoin's recent performance. Despite some volatility, Bitcoin has managed to reclaim and maintain the price above 69 G's, baby. Now, adding to the intrigue surrounding Bitcoin's potential surge is a mysterious on-chain activity involving one of the crypto's dormant addresses. This address, the fifth richest Bitcoin wallet, suddenly sprang to life after years of inactivity, moving roughly $6 billion worth of BTC. The transaction executed over the weekend divided the sum into smaller amounts distributed across new wallets. Smart, if you're ask me. Quoting them here, the fifth richest Bitcoin address just moved over $6 billion in Bitcoin to 3 new addresses. 37x moved almost its entire balance of 94,500 Bitcoin worth over $6 billion in the early hours Saturday, the 23rd. Now, which one of you in the chat is this? That'd be pretty lit if one of you guys is actually this person. But anyways, the 94,500 Bitcoin has not moved since the 37x. Now, this activity has raised eyebrows within the community as large Bitcoin wallets are typically linked to the exchanges, but still the lack of exchange-related activity and interactions with this particular wallet has led speculation about its ownership and purposes. What are your guys' thoughts? Who do you think this is? However, Bitcoin's ability to sustain the price above 69,000 in the days following this activity indicates that whoever is responsible for this mysterious activity may not have made any sell move. Just in my opinion, it sounds like just moving it for safekeeping instead of keeping it all, like $6 billion in one wallet. Probably said, let's divide this up into multiple wallets. That doesn't necessarily mean there's any selling going on, right? Meanwhile, analysts Red Capital recently drawn parallels between the current market conditions and the pre-halving phase of 2020, suggesting Bitcoin may be poised for a similar growth trajectory as witnessed in the previous cycles. So there you have it, fam. My thought or question for all you guys in the chat today: when do you feel we're likely to hit this $100,000 milestone? Do you think pre-halving? Do you think it'll be post-halving shortly after? Do you think it'll be maybe third, fourth quarter this year, next year? Holla at your boy. Let me know. I'm going to read some of these comments out loud, and then we'll dive into our feature story of the day. And welcome everyone just joining the stream. Mobile podcast here. Appreciate you guys. I'm out in Florida for the day. Let's go. Shout out Dub Proof. Is the halving on 420? According to the Bitcoin halving countdown we used today, it's estimated to take place on 420, believe it or not. So let's hope for it. That'd just make a pretty fantastic story. We'll never forget that day. It's Diddy. Oh boy. Diddy is moving his funds around, right? Wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, it could be Diddy. We don't know.
Call me 3AC cause I'm
blowing it up.
Short squeeze more please, yeah, it's going to pump. They drop foot, but it's still not
slowing us up. At least 91 by the halving. Send it, Don. Let's go. It's going to end with a Y, Mr. Check. Probably. 100,000 by May 1st. Send it. 420. That's right, Paula. Welcome to the stream.
It up, I can't wait till the feds start showing this love. The full flag on the chart got me blowing a nut.
Yeah. Good job on staying vigilant. Greatly appreciate that, Dankness. You know how we do. You got to do what it do, how it do, when it do. Yeah. But you already know, fam. Now let's discuss our featured story of the day. A $160,000 Bitcoin price target is conservative, according to a trader that called the 2022 bear market bottom. So let's break this down. And the analyst we're discussing is Dave the Wave. That's right. The trader, known for several accurate crypto market calls, says Bitcoin could soar beyond 160,000 this particular bull cycle if the current market structure holds up. The analyst goes by the name Dave the Wave. He shared with his followers on X that based on Bitcoin's price action from 2020, the King crypto could hit 160,000 per coin before May and just continue to soar. Quoting him here, a Bitcoin $160,000 target should see a continued parabolic run. Is actually quite conservative on this comparison. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. And as he shares in this logarithmic growth chart, it shows channels to attempt to forecast the market cycle tops and bottoms while filtering out the short-term volatility and noise. And looking at the chart, the trader suggests Bitcoin is printing a similar price pattern as 2020, where it breaks out of an ascending channel and into a parabolic impulse upward, completing a 154% move. Now, synonymous crypto trader Rec Capital is also drawing a comparison between the Bitcoin current cycle in 2020 as Bitcoin heads into the April halving event, when the miners rewards are cut in half, and we're going to go from 900 Bitcoin being awarded daily to the miners down to 450. He suggests that Bitcoin could consolidate in the high 60,000 range as it enters the halving and later break out similar to the 2020-2021 cycle. Quoting the analyst here, this current cycle has been a story of reaccumulation ranges, green and red. And one interesting possibility for the price going into the halving is further consolidation at the highs. This turn of technical events could be historically accurate. It would satisfy the fact that a pre-halving retrace occurs 28 to 14 days before the halving, and it would satisfy the fact that the pre-halving retraces transitions into a post-halving reaccumulation. And he continues, if Bitcoin manages to turn the old all-time high of 69,000 into new support, then this reaccumulation range idea would be invalidated because the price would be ready for price expansion into price discovery. If, however, Bitcoin isn't able to turn 69,000 into support before the halving, this reaccumulation range could become a reality and would be in line with historical price tendencies around the halving as outlined here in this chart. So let me know your thoughts with that, and how high do you think the Bitcoin price will likely climb for this cycle peak? Please do let me know. I personally think 160,000 is also very conservative. My target, I've been sharing here on the show, is anywhere from 222,000 as my bearish scenario for the cycle peak, and now as high as $750,000 per coin. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Holla at your boy. I'm going to read some of your comments out loud, and we'll kick it here for a little bit. Welcome, Susie. 100,000 by April 30th. Let's go. Diddy should have learned from R. Kelly. He should have. What do you think their scheme is? Grayscale selling and BlackRock buying. You know, there's something going on. There's always something going on, and there's always scheming, especially with criminals at the top. So you guys already know. 100,000 by the halving, 150,000 right after, says Jennifer. I love that. So when you say right after, does that mean within 30 days, 90 days? Curious your perspective and time horizon, Jennifer. June 2025 will be between 300 and 500,000.
Let me do my thing.
Send it, Jennifer. I love your bullishness. Respect.
Don't call it a comeback. Bitcoin's been here for years.
Damn right.
Bitcoin Top 100 Rich List from 3rd of June 2011.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering.
You already know. All the classics I got. Love that prediction, JB. Thank you. Now, my initial prediction was always 222 as the bear scenario and 5 as the bull, but I had to up it a few weeks ago just due to the bullishness of the market after we had that $20,000 pump in the month of February, which is unprecedented. We've never seen a 20,000 pump in Bitcoin. It took Bitcoin like 8 years since the inception to hit 20,000, right? It launched on January 3rd, 2009 via the Genesis block. It wasn't until December of 2017 we hit 20,000. Well, we just had a $20,000 month in February, right? So I think we are on track, and I think a lot of us underestimated the effect of the Bitcoin ETF inflows, like from BlackRock and Fidelity, etc. So Max Kaiser raised his target. I raised my target alongside him because I know it's very, very possible, and no one could really tell where Bitcoin price will be. So we just got to use our intuition, speculate. All previous models kind of broken and out the window, in the sense that this was the first halving cycle. We hit the all-time high. We broke the all-time high pre-halving. Every cycle before us, the 3 previous halvings, we've always didn't break the all-time high till after the halving. So in this case, it could be massive. We can see multiple 6 figures this year and more multiple 6 figures the following year. Who knows? Bearish scenario, maybe we only hit 100,000 to 150,000 this year, but then next year we can peak, have a double top, potentially see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700. Nobody knows, and that's what makes this so intriguing and so awesome. Welcome to crypto. Puerto Rico party by the end of May. Send it, Megadon. I'd like to agree. Appreciate it, Mimi. 380. Send it. 15 days after the halving. Wow. Imagine that. Whoa. The indicators haven't let me down yet. Wow. Fantastic. Love the prediction. Thank you, Don. Every bridge in New York and Jersey is $18 to $24 to go over. A foreign something knocks out $3 billion bridge in Delaware, and the government will pay the whole thing. Not a shipping company. Yeah, nothing makes sense anymore, family. Welcome to the new world we live in. Crazy, right? Shout out to the Rumble fam. Tomorrow we'll be back with the uncensored exclusive versions of the pod on Rumble. Today we're still streaming on Rumble, but there's not going to be an after party. After party will continue tomorrow when we have solid internet connection. I find these constant audio clips of rap crap over and over really annoying, immature. Well, Vince, you're probably not a rap fan. I am. I grew up on hip hop, so anyone else who grew up in hip hop probably really appreciates these tracks, but I could imagine some of you guys get annoyed by hearing Little Bubble or, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, what about Jamie Dimon? Does this tickle your fancy? Let me know.
Tax avoidance, criminals, drug trafficking.
And if you haven't noticed, family, it's really just a segue for me to drink water, because I stream for 2 hours typically every day. So the music does help me out. And sometimes it's just a Michael Saylor clip or something.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
And yes, we always blend hip hop because I'm a hip hop baby. You already know.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
But I'm curious, just by a show of hands, does anyone else get annoyed by some of these clips? Let's say that KRS clip or Little Bubble or all my faves, Robbie P, because I personally love the Bitcoin music. That's why I play it. But let me know if everyone's like, I'm annoyed, then we'll switch it up. But if it's just 1 or 2 people, it kind of just is what it is, folks. After some streams, you start to like the music. Thank you, family. And also note, it's not like I play the clip more than a few seconds because copyright, you can't do that on the tube. So it's like the clips are like 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, if that. So that's why I'm kind of like, wow, really? You don't like it? Okay. Just Jessica says, I love the clips. Thank you. Zach says, nope. And the May 100,000 is 10 Bitcoin considered elite? No. I guess your perspective of elite, perception, in my opinion, no. Elite would be like 100,000 Bitcoin, like Michael Saylor, but to each their own. Your show, your music. Good point, John. You make a good point there. I'm not into rap, but I love the clips. I actually went to the originals to listen. Respect, Lisa. Love to hear that. I love the hip-hop, JB. Keep it up. Thank you, Michael. I supply the Bitcoin raps. Damn straight. Shout out K-Jam. What about the Bruce Lee clips?
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water.
I got you guys. My prediction, 60 or 600,000 this cycle peak is going to take profit. Wow. I love the party spirit here. Appreciate it, Mimi. The music is to influence and woke people up to Bitcoin. Good point. It's your show, G. Do you? Keep doing your thing. This is your show. Thank you, Steve. You don't have to explain yourself. The show is the greatest every day I watch. Thank you, Beef Curds. Appreciate it. Love your clips. Your great news channel. Thank you, Johnny. Wow. Last time I heard, it's your stream. That's true. No, bro, it's sick, mate. So there you go. I'd say 99% of you guys enjoy the clips, so appreciate it. Had to ask. Bring the Wu-Tang clips back. I got you, bro. Bitcoin's everything around me. Cream, get the biddies. $1 million bit show. Yeah, baby. I'm never annoyed. This is my type of channel. Love it. Keep up the good work. Thank you. James says, I don't like it, but it isn't annoying. It makes the streams more lighthearted than the serious crypto streams you do. I am here regardless. Appreciate the honesty, James. Cheers. Now the feds may need to pay for a part of it, but not completely. Shipping in the well-insured. Love hip-hop. Do you do reggaetons? I do like reggaeton, actually. Try some 80s music clips. Sorry, I wasn't, I was born in 83, but I grew up probably in 90s hip hop. Karens can simply not join the stream. JV, you don't have to explain yourself. You're the man. Thank you, Dub. I love the Bruce Lee clips. And Enter the Dragon. Yeah, amen to that. Best crypto channel on the tubes. Thank you, Don. Cheers to that. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Please go down some more before the halving. Yep. It's your touch. Keep it like that. Thank you. Paul says, I watch most everything. I'm 67. Love your shit, bro. I am also a voiceover expert. Keep drinking fluids and the rest of your voice when you can. Bitcoin to 1 million. Cheers to that. And yes, someone mentioned fluids.
Hey, pay attention on how I break this Bitcoin slang down.
Check it. And shout out to Robbie P. Bitcoin is hip hop, my favorite. What's good, bro? Keep crushing it. Shout out Ricky Williams. I find myself singing Pump It Up randomly throughout the day. Perfect. It's working. Love it.
Well. You know what time it is. Whew. We back, baby.
We back, baby. You're driving the car, JV. It's your music and your stream. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
Bitcoin, shitcoins, or NFTs. There's no greater feeling than hitting that sweet.
That sweet. Tell him.
Sweet. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky. We just buy and get rich.
You guys are awesome. Thought you were headed home today, mate? Tomorrow. We'll be back home tomorrow, family. Pump it up. Let's go. And shout out Little Bubble on the tracks.
Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, baby. We just buy and get rich.
Yes. The clips make me think of MK Ultra. At least I'm programming you with positive things and not the crap fear mongering like the media is notorious for doing. So these sounds are lit, fam. Thank you, Ricky. I think there's 8 sound banks and there's 6 clips, so I think there's 56 clips here on the boards. We even got Gary Gensler raps, yo.
Too many frauds and scams.
These clowns trying to take us down. What a guy. Wow, what a guy. Wow, what a guy.
People that use fiat.
What is it about Bitcoin that causes you to conclude it is not a security?
Currency. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Well, one is there's no group of individuals in the middle.
Right. It's
there's
decentralized.
No group of
Guess who's back?
Gensler's back. These sounds are lit. Thank you. Do you know Nike made Bruce Lee shoes? No, I didn't know that. 80s music? I don't really know any 80s music because I probably didn't start listening to music till like in the 90s with hip hop. Yeah, I don't think I was listening to music and choosing music at age 5 or anything. Probably 7, 8, started listening to hip hop. So yeah, I don't know about those 80 clips. My 11-month-old loves the music. It gets his attention and he starts dancing. Entertain him while I trade as a stay-at-home single mom. Love to hear that, Kayana. Shout out to your 11-month-old dancing in the background. Respect. You already know, James. Don't you know? Bump it up. I know this one's Jennifer's favorite.
You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
So, yes. There's a song called, a band called MK Ultra. Wow. A punk rock Asian gals. That is interesting. That's so cute, Kiana, says Lisa. You guys are awesome. What up, Ricky? Good to see you, broski. M. Wilson, what up? One of the reasons I watch your stream. Thank you. I'm old enough to remember Run DMC. Yes. Walk this way. I remember that jam. I remember the video as well. Prodigy, I'm a fan. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Mobb Deep. Queens. You missed the 60s music. I sure did, James.
Bitcoin is a currency, blockchain is technology, transactions take place on it constantly.
The coins move everything around me. Green gets the money, $1 million bitch.
For my Wu-Tang fans out there.
I grew up on the grind side, the USB ad side, counting my ones was no job.
A public key is your address, private key is your access. Cash is trash, but a Bitcoin is an asset.
Gotta take a chance. I heard about Bitcoins, man. So move my funds to Cyberland.
Stacking sats is like accumulating gold. A market order sold, the hodl is the hold.
Money protocol, the world just can't refuse. We'll set loose. All we needed was more adoption and more local news.
That's right. That's exactly what we call them.
You just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised, mother.
We back in the black, we back in the green. Got the team all around me, we rowdy and causing scenes.
Yes, DJ JV in the building. But anyways, fam, greatly appreciate it. I've been streaming this week on the mobile from Florida. We'll be back in the studio in Puerto Rico tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to it. Shout out to the Rumble fam as well. But we're going to go ahead and end the stream. If you enjoyed today's pod, be sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. And before you know it, we'll be right back on top. Price discovery, 73.8. We about to come for you. 74, 75, 80, 90, 100. Before you know it, send it. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys